Hey, what's up guys, it's Joe back again with another video, and this time for Coffee Talks we're going to be showcasing Stumptown Cold Brew. This is actually one of my favorite coffees to go for after while I'm working on a long project and stuff like that. It's probably one of the strongest coffees I've tasted in my life. I don't exactly know the exact coffee, like the calorie count, but it's crazy. It's pretty damn strong. It's one of the few coffees that'll actually give me jitters, like this coffee. So this coffee and like Vietnamese coffee, iced coffee will give me a little bit of jitters. So yeah, it's pretty damn solid. It's one of my favorites. Again, I tend to drink this when I'm working on projects, and specifically I will drink this. It's probably not the best choice, but when I tend to feel a little bit depressed and just need, energy to do stuff. And that's kind of leading into the topic for today, actually, which is going to be my personal experience with depression and anxiety. Let me get a small drink. It's good. So this last year, I actually went to the counseling center for once, and I actually got diagnosed with severe anxiety and depression. And it's something that I kind of knew since I was in high school. I kind of figured I had, because back in high school I had these weird depression waves and stuff like that. So I kind of figured I had depression and a bit of anxiety, and mainly social anxiety. And so it's something that I've been struggling with for a long time, but this last year was the first time I actually fully realized that this was a mental disorder versus just puberty hormones and stuff like that. And my experience with depression, is probably different from everyone else's experience from depression and anxiety. And I'm going to say this: if you know anyone with anxiety and depression, it's serious. But at the same time, just don't downplay the problem. It's a lot bigger of a problem than people tend to play it out for me, because everyone feels sad. Feeling sad is a normal emotion, and because of that, people don't fully understand what depression really is, and it's a confusing topic. And it's even hard for me to really understand it. It took me a long time to really understand that this is uncontrollable, because a few videos ago, I talked about Asian expectations and the expectations that I set on myself because of my Asian upbringing and upbringing specifically in the culture that I got brought in, and the community that I got brought in. And I talked about how I set this high expectation for myself, and this depression challenges that expectation, because I expect myself to have a healthy mindset. But when depression hits, I blame myself for it, and because of that, my depression, it kind of is really hard for me to deal with because of that, because it's like this little cycle of traps. I get myself in this little weird cycle that never ends almost, because I expect myself to have a healthy mindset, but then my depression will hit me, and then I try to blame myself for not meeting that expectation of a strong mindset, which will lead me to questioning myself, which will lead me back to forming another strong expectation for myself, which will lead me to not be able to reach that expectation, hitting that depression again. It just leads in this weird little cycle, and it's hard. It's really hard for me to deal with, and mostly, as someone who's in a career choice that isn't very stable and something that's kind of out there still. I'm still I'm a super senior currently, one more quarter left of school left, and I'm still trying to figure out what my career choices are. And it's really hard on me. This depression is really hard on me, and the anxiety that I get, is very, very rough on me, because I already had this constant worry of, am I going to be able to make it in this industry or not? Plus, you add on to the fact that I had this anxiety, and I'm always worrying, and it just doubles up on itself, and it becomes harder and harder, because I'm not sure what I'm going to be and where I'm going to be in the next few years. And with how I am as a person, I like being set on my goals, and I want to know what my 5-year plan is and stuff like that. Not having that gives me this really harsh worry, and anxiety that I have constantly, and these panic attacks that will hit me out of nowhere just because of all the things that are in my head I'm thinking of, and it becomes kind of crazy, and sometimes it basically makes it so I can't be productive at all. And sometimes I just, will go over there, lay in bed, and just, can't do anything because of I'm just overwhelmed, by so many things. And so that's been kind of my experience with it. I'm still struggling with it, and it's something that I'm trying to learn to overcome by, distancing myself from problems, and distancing not from problems but from situations where I'm going to have trouble dealing with stuff. I try to distance myself away from those situations just so I can focus more on what needs to be focused on. And yeah, it's interesting. It's been interesting. It's been an interesting few years dealing with that. I've been getting over my social anxiety. This is why I'm able to talk in front of a camera. If you watch my videos, if you've been following for a while, if you watched my videos from a while back, my old videos were pretty cringy because I wasn't comfortable with talking in front of a camera and talking to people in general, but now I'm getting better at it. My social anxiety has been getting better, but my depression is still something that I'm really dealing with, and I hope to, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be dealing with this for the rest of my life, and, it's something I kind of come to terms with. And I think that's, for people who have depression and anxiety, I think that the number one step you gotta realize is you gotta accept the fact that depression is random. Depression is something that's, it's a problem, but at the same time, it's something that you have to come to terms with almost and be like, okay, I have this. I can't blame myself for feeling this way all the time. Of course, you should try to not sit there and be, woe is me, I'm depressed, help, people should feel pity on me. Of course not do that. But you guys need to understand at the same time that, for people who have depression, feeling this way is going to be something that happens to you. You gotta be almost okay with that and be able to move on from that as soon as you can accept that it's a problem, and then keep moving on to improve that mindset. And that's my biggest advice to people who are depressed, and I totally understand, and yeah, it's a struggle, and I feel for everyone. I understand. I get it. It's hard as hell, but it's something that you and I as people have to get through, and we got this. It's just all about keeping that good mindset and constantly working to have a better mindset. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you guys want, I would love to hear your guys' own depression stories and your experience with depression and anxiety, because I know I struggle with it, and I have a hard time talking about it. But I want this to be a conversation between you and I, and be it open for you to talk about what your problems are, and for me to try to help you out or empathize with you a little bit, because I understand it is a struggle, and I get you. I'm a person too. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like. If you guys want to see more of my content, I have videos twice every week, once on Tuesday and once on Friday. And if you want, please subscribe for those videos. And yeah, if you guys have any topics that you guys want me to talk about, you guys just comment down below. Comment down below your stories. I want to hear your opinions about what I'm talking about and stuff like that. Just anything you have to say, just say it. I want to hear it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.